Not gonna lie guys, Belos being LUZ's father doesn't add up for a multitude of reasons. With that being said, could LUZ be a Wittebane? It might be more likely than you think. In this video, I'll be taking a look at all the evidence thus far that seems to point towards LUZ's identity as a descendant to one of the Wittebane brothers. First though, please subscribe to ensure that you don't miss out on future Owl House theories. Not many of you do, and I'd really appreciate it as it stops the algorithm from sending my channel to the in-between realm. Check the description for my socials.
Yeah, alright, let's go!
I've been thinking a lot about the photo of LUZ's dad. At first, I figured he was blanked out simply because he wasn't that important to the story. Then I realised, that's kind of dumb. If he wasn't important to the story, couldn't they have simply just not shown this photo? Not only that, but why would it be important to conceal his identity unless it's a spoiler of some kind? In that case, is it someone we've seen before? LUZ is a human, definitely fully human considering the whole point of her journey is proving that humans can be witches too. Now, the only important humans we know of are Philip and potentially Belos, who's either one of the original brothers, a clone, or a descendant. Could her father's identity have something to do with them? Obviously, the timeline doesn't add up at all for the brothers or Belos to be her father, but that doesn't mean they couldn't be her ancestors. Far-fetched or not, it's absolutely a possibility that they're related.
See, we're her family.
Before the brothers were spirited away to the demon realm, they obviously lived in the very same town where LUZ and Camila live right now. Of course, that alone is extremely flimsy evidence. However, if I didn't have much more evidence to back it up, I wouldn't have made a video. First, let's talk about the in-between realm. Not only is this place familiar with LUZ, referring to her as Noseda, she's also fascinatingly able to control and give commands to the cubes within it using her voice. Sure, while it's possible that the realm is simply all-knowing due to its view into both worlds, it listening to her commands as well makes it very suspicious. So what connection could LUZ possibly have with this place? Yesterday's Lie may be our first time seeing the in-between realm, but it's first referenced in one of Philip Wittebane's journal entries during Knock Knock Knocking on Hootie's door. If Philip managed to find a way to get there, what if he figured out a way to control the cubes? It was always very striking to me that the cubes were controlled by voice alone, more like some kind of computer rather than magic.
LUZ Noseda 2.0. Doppelganger, why won't you work?
What if he managed to, in a sense, program the cubes to listen to him? What if, for his brother's sake, he programmed the realm to not only listen to him, but also to listen to anyone related to him? As for why exactly he'd do this, it would most likely be to keep an eye on their loved ones. In Eclipse Lake, Belos mentions that it would be a hassle to replace Hunter. If Hunter truly is a Grimwalker clone, then we can assume that Belos needs a blood relative to achieve his ultimate goal. And if something happened to Hunter, Belos wouldn't be able to make another Grimwalker clone in time. Assuming the clones start as babies from this illustration, Belos would need a much quicker alternative to be ready for the Day of Unity. What if the replacement he mentioned is LUZ, and she'd be a hassle because she doesn't trust him? Alone, this may seem like a stretch, but it goes even deeper. Don't you think it's strange how, despite Eda being powerless now, Belos hasn't made a move on LUZ's life? She absolutely humiliated him during their fight.
I may have lost, but so have you.
And as one of the people opposing his reign of terror, you'd think he'd want her eliminated immediately. It doesn't make sense, unless he's keeping her alive for a reason. What if Belos knows that LUZ is his relative and a potential replacement for Hunter? I don't know how he would know this exactly, but it stands to reason he'd be able to find out somehow with his limitless resources. An idea I like is that he could have used someone from the Oracle Coven to research LUZ's background. It's not out of the question that he used Oracle magic himself either. Circling back to that idea of sparing LUZ, something I noticed about Belos' fight with LUZ in the season 1 finale is that he went very easy on her. Sure, he did some flashy, scary looking spells, but nothing so powerful that LUZ couldn't easily counter all of his attacks. Now, while you could definitely argue it's because he's in a weakened state due to his condition, it's worth bringing up that he does technically win.
Had enough.
And the battle ends with LUZ immobilized by Belos' ground arms. She was completely defenseless at that point, and he could have easily killed her, but instead he sent the arms back into the ground and bargained for the portal. There was no reason for him to do this, unless he had ulterior motives for keeping her alive. If LUZ is a Wittebane descendant, then that would also mean that she's related to Hunter, and this could conveniently account for two things. First off, they have an extremely sibling-like dynamic, and Hunter felt an immediate connection strong enough that he felt able to pour his heart out to her. In the real world, that wouldn't mean much of anything, but in a cartoon, there could certainly be implications from that. The other thing this might explain is their shared passion for magic. We know palismen choose their owner by resonating with their passions. Seeing as Hunter's passion is clearly magic, more specifically wild magic, one of the brothers must have shared that passion if the cardinal really did belong to them.
You found someone after all this time. Go then.
Maybe that fascination with magic is what got them spirited away to the demon realm in the first place. As such, maybe LUZ, like Hunter, inherited her affinity for magic from whichever Wittebane brother owned the cardinal. Camila also says herself that she struggles with imagination, so that might suggest LUZ's father, and one of his ancestors by extension, is where LUZ got her interest in magic from. Like the video to support the channel, subscribe for more theories like this, comment with your thoughts down below, and remember to check out my socials. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.